I welcome you to my YouTube channel Insight into Chemical Engineering. In this lecture series, we will solve the unsolved problem of a famous book, that is Stoichiometry and Process Calculations by K.V. Narayanan. These lectures are helpful for chemical engineering students because it's a core subject for chemical engineering branch. And during lecture, step-by-step solution will be provided. In this lecture, exercise number 4.49 to 4.51 will be covered. Please like and subscribe for motivation. Problem number 4.49. Two tanks are initially sealed off using valve. Tank 1 initially contains 1 meter cube of air at 7 bar and 340 Kelvin, and tank 2 contains mixture of oxygen and nitrogen which contains 95% nitrogen at 14 bar and 360 Kelvin. Then we are allowing the contents of tank to mix. After complete mixing, it was found that the final gas contains 85% nitrogen. Calculate the volume of tank 2. So in this case, we have a 2 tank, and in each tanks the conditions are given and these tanks are allowed to mix. So the gas will mix and we need to find out the final volume of the tank 2. So the first thing is that when we have a tank 1, so this tank 1 is contains 1 meter cube and this volume is at 7 bar and 340 Kelvin, and in tank 2 the temperature and pressure conditions are different. So we cannot do our calculation on the basis of pure component volume. So as the temperature and pressure are different in tank 1 and 2, so calculation cannot be done on the basis of pure component volume. So we are assuming the volume of tank 2 is x meter cube. Now we will write the corresponding parameters. So in tank 1, air contains 79% N2 and 21% O2, and it is present at 7 bar 340 Kelvin and 1 meter cube, and we are assuming the total moles of gas of air present in the tank 1 is N1. Now we have tank 2. This tank 2 contains 95% N2 and 5% O2, and these gases are present at 14 bar 360 Kelvin, and we have assumed the volume of this tank is x meter cube and the number of moles, that is total moles, equal to N2. Now after mixing, conditions are given. After mixing, the gas contains 85% nitrogen and 15% oxygen, and total number of moles will become equal to N1 plus N2. Now we need to estimate total moles in tank 1 and in tank 2 using ideal gas law, because in tank 1 temperature, pressure and volume are given, so we can find out the value of N1. In the same way, temperature and pressure are given, volume is unknown, still we can find out and 2 in term of x. So we can write N1 equal to PV by RT. So this is for tank 1. Now after putting the values, we will get 247.63 mole. Now we can find out the moles of N2 because this tank 1 contains air and this air contains 79% N2. So it means moles of N2 in tank 1 will be equal to 79% of N1. So it will become equal to 195.63 mole. In the same way, we can find out the total number of moles in tank 2 using ideal gas equation. So this N2 will come in term of X. Now further it is given this tank 2 contains 95% N2. So we can write moles of N2 in tank 2 will be equal to 95% of N2. So N2, that is number of moles of nitrogen in tank 2, will come out as 444.36 x mole. Now we know that total number of moles in the final tank will be N1 plus N2 and it contains 85% nitrogen. So we can find out the moles of N2. So moles of N2 will be equal to 85% of N1 plus N2. Then we can do a mole balance for nitrogen. So after mixing, total moles will become equal to N1 plus N2. So this is N1 and this is N2. Now we can find out the moles of N2 in the final tank. So that is 85%. So we can take the 85% of total moles. So in next slide we will do the mole balance for nitrogen. So we will write mole balance for nitrogen. So moles of nitrogen in tank 1 plus moles of nitrogen in tank 2 will be equal to moles of nitrogen in the final tank after mixing. So after putting all values, we can solve it for unknown parameter, that is x. So value of x will come out as 0.3177 meter cube. Now problem number 4.50, ammonia reacts with sulfuric acid and it is giving ammonium sulfate. Now in part A, it is given that 20 meter cube of ammonia at 1.2 bar and 300 Kelvin reacts with 40 kg of sulfuric acid. Which is the excess reactant and what is the percent excess? So first we have to estimate which one is the excess reactant. So we can find out by simply looking at the number of moles of ammonia and number of moles of sulfuric acid. So already volume, temperature and pressure are given. So first we need to estimate moles of ammonia and then we will compare the moles of ammonia with the moles of sulfuric acid. So in part A, ammonia is present at 20 meter cube and 1.2 bar and 300 Kelvin. So temperature, pressure and volume are given. So using ideal gas equation, we can find out the moles of ammonia. So moles of ammonia will come out as 962.23 moles. Now we can also find out the moles of sulfuric acid, because weight of sulfuric acid is given, that is 40 kg, and we know 98 is the molecular weight of sulfuric acid. So number of moles will become equal to weight divided by molecular weight. So it will become equal to 408.16 mole. Now, as per reaction, we can write 1 mole of H2SO4 theoretically requires 2 mole of NH3, and the available moles of H2SO4 is 408.16. So corresponding to these moles, 816.32 moles of NH3 will be required, and the available amount of NH3 is 962.23, which is more. So the available amount of NH3 is more than theoretically required amount of NH3. So here ammonia is present in excess and sulfuric acid is the limiting reagent. Now we can write the excess amount of NH3 equal to available amount of NH3 minus theoretically required amount of NH3. So it will become equal to 145.91 mole, and we can write percentage excess equal to excess amount divided by theoretically required amount into 100. So 145.91 is the excess amount and 816.32 is the theoretically required amount. So percentage excess will come out as 17.87%. So in part B, we need to find the amount of ammonium sulfate produced. Now in this case, we have limiting reagent as well as excess reagent. We know that limiting reagent will get consumed completely. So we will have to do calculation on the basis of limiting reactant. So we can write the balance chemical reaction, and we can say that 1 mole of H2SO4, so 1 mole of H2SO4 produces 1 mole of ammonium sulfate, and 408.16 mole is the available amount of H2SO4. So corresponding to this amount, we will get the same moles of ammonium sulfate. Now we can write the molecular weight of ammonium sulfate. It will come out as 132 gram per mole. So we can write weight of ammonium sulfate will be equal to moles of ammonium sulfate into its molecular weight, and after converting this gram to kg, it will become equal to 53.88 kg. Problem number 4.51. Sulfur dioxide reacts with oxygen producing sulfur trioxide. In order to ensure complete reaction, twice as much oxygen is supplied than that theoretically required. However, only 60% conversion is obtained and the pressure was 500 kilopascal and temperature is 800 Kelvin. So in this case, 100 kg of SO2 is charged to the converter. So we know the amount of SO2 is the 100 kg. Determine the volume of pure oxygen supplied at 1.5 bar and 300 Kelvin. So first we need to find the volume of pure oxygen supplied. So only amount of SO2 is given. So first we will find out the number of moles of SO2 and then we can estimate the theoretically required amount of O2, and then from this statement, that is twice as much oxygen is supplied than that required theoretically. So from this we can find out the amount of O2 supplied. So O2 charged equal to 100 kg. Now we can write the molecular weight of SO2, that is 64. So moles of SO2 charged will be equal to weight of SO2 divided by its molecular weight. It will come out as 1.562 kilomole. Now from this equation we can say that 1 mole of SO2 theoretically require half mole of oxygen, and the available mole of SO2 is 1.562. So 1.562 kilomole will require 0.781 kilomole of oxygen. But as per problem, it is given that oxygen supplied is twice of theoretically required oxygens. So again we have to multiply this 0.781 with 2. So again it will become equal to 1.562. So moles of oxygen charged will become equal to 1.562 kilomole. Now in part A we need to find the volume of pure oxygen supplied at 1.5 bar and 300 Kelvin, and we have already estimated the number of moles of O2 charged. So using ideal gas equation we can find out the volume of pure oxygen. So volume of pure oxygen will be equal to nRT by P. So after putting all values we will get 25.97 meter cube. So in part B we need to find volume of sulfur trioxide produced at particular pressure and temperature. So first we will write the balanced chemical reaction, that is SO2 plus half O2 gives SO3. Now as per problem it is given that conversion is 60%. Already in previous slide we have estimated the moles of SO2, and in this case it is given that conversion is 60%. So amount of SO2 reacted will become equal to 60% of amount of SO2 charged. So it will come out as 0.937 kilomole. So only this much mole got reacted and remaining moles will come out as unreacted. So we can also find out the moles of SO2 unreacted will be equal to moles of SO2 charged minus moles of SO2 reacted. Now as per stoichiometric equation we can write 1 mole of SO2 will produce 1 mole of SO3, and 0.937 kilomole of SO2 got reacted. So corresponding to these moles we will obtain 0.937 kilomole of SO3. So we can find out the volume of SO3 produced using ideal gas equation, because already pressure and temperature are given and we have estimated number of moles of SO3. So after simplifications, it will come out as 12.46 meter cube. Now in part C, we need to find out the volumes of gas leaving the converter. So we have one chemical reaction and we are starting with SO2 and O2, because we already know what is the amount of SO2 charged, what is amount of O2 charged, and what is the conversion of SO2, and corresponding to these we can find out what are the major components that will come out along with the products, because unreacted part of SO2 will also come and we will also look if there is any remaining part of O2 corresponding to this SO2. So already we have seen that moles of SO3 produced equal to 0.937 kilomole, and we can write moles of SO2 reacted equal to 0.937 kilomole and moles of SO2 unreacted equal to 0.625 kilomole. And in the previous slide, we have also estimated moles of O2 charged, that is equal to 1.562 kilomole. Now in this case, SO2 this much amount got reacted. Only unreacted amount will come out as unreacted gas. Now we need to find how much amount of O2 got reacted corresponding to this 0.937 kilomole of SO2. So from this reaction we can write 1 mole of SO2 requires half moles of O2. So 0.937 kilomole of SO2 will require 0.468 kilomole of O2, and the available amount of O2 is 1.562 kilomole. So we can find out the moles of O2 unreacted will be equal to charged minus reacted. So it will come out as 1.094 kilomole. Now we can write moles of gas leaving will contains amount of SO2, that is unreacted, plus unreacted amount of O2 plus produced amount of SO3, and after summing up we will get 2.656 kilomole. So we can find out the volume of gases leaving, and we need to find this volume at the same temperature and pressure conditions. So at the same temperature and pressure conditions we can use the total moles and we will get 35.33 meter cube. Now in part D, we need to find the composition of gases leaving the converter. So first we will write the composition which is leaving the converter. So from previous slide we can write amount of SO2 unreacted equal to 0.625 kilomole and amount of O2 unreacted and amount of SO3 produced can be written. Now we can write mole percentage of SO2 will be equal to moles of SO2 divided by total moles into 100, and after calculation it will come out as 23.53 percentage. In the same way, we can find out the mole percentage of O2 and mole percentage of SO3. And here this total moles means moles of SO2 unreacted plus moles of O2 unreacted plus moles of SO3 produced. Now in part E, we need to find the average molecular weight of the gas leaving the converter. So once we know the total weight and total moles, we can find out the average molecular weight of the gas. So we need to find out the mass. So mass of SO2 unreacted will be equal to moles of SO2 into its molecular weight. So in the same way, we can find out the mass of O2 unreacted. It will come out as 35 kg. And mass of SO3 produced will be equal to 74.96 kg. So total mass will become equal to 150 kg. Now we can write average molecular weight equal to total weight divided by total moles. So it will come out as 56.48 gram per mole.